action.
I was born on May 2nd, 1950, in the commercial capital of India, Mumbai. My dad was doctor and my mom was housewife, taking care of we five children. I am the oldest one. So we have four sisters, one brother. Of course, brother is no more now. He is already passed away. But it was a life was little bit difficult with the one man earning and mom has to take care of all of us with household and everything. I played sports in the school. After school also we used to play all the children in the surrounding children all together, play basketball, badminton and so many things. I'm fond of reading books, comedy books, travel logs books, adventures books, and I enjoyed those reading those books. I love to travel too. We used to travel with the family. Our native place, Goa, where my grandparents are living, they are having a big farm, and we enjoyed there too our vacations, school vacations. I graduated in the. I had my degree in the college, BSc. I'm majoring in botany and chemistry, and it was a good life. I had different experience because I educated in the school the regional language Marathi, and I have to learn English to study in the college. I liked it when I studied in the school. We used to go in the laboratory in the school also, making some experiments, and I liked it. So I decided to study in chemistry, and I like to be in the nature with the all the animals and all trees and bushes and plants. I love to go there, so I studied in botany too. It was a good experience in the college because the all the friends will be different than the school because they are dispersed. Whatever school friends were mine, they are having this different subjects they were studying. So good friends were there. I had to make new friends, and I was happy. Marriage at our time was the arranged by our parents only, and we trust in our parents because they have to find a match for their daughters and all, and it was a good experience. My husband was good. I wanted to have a job in the pharmaceutical company. I have studied chemistry, but in our days they never used to give job for the woman because they have to give the leave, maternity leave after the marriage and all. They did not want to give the job for the girls or like that. But finally, when I applied, I got a job in the bank, which is the largest bank of the India, State Bank of India. I have to study the banking procedure, that is handling the huge cash, risky job, and communicating with the public. And it was really a learning process for me. And I learned it. I like to take a challenge also. I voluntarily left my job, and I was doing some teaching some people, children who are very poor, some handyman's children, and I would have continued that if I would have been in India. Of course, I am doing some charity also now also, an orphanage in India. So I would have done that when if I would have been in India. My family background was not banking background, as my dad was doctor and my mom was housewife. So, but it's okay that whatever job I got, I have to accomplish that. I learned in the banking that means taking risk because whenever you are counting cash and writing down in their account, you should not make mistakes even writing. Suppose you are the person who is withdrawn 2,500, and if we write 5,200, the shortfall we have to pay for from our pocket. So that was a little risky. Even paying the cash also, if you don't listen properly and you pay cash more, then it's not a chance to get it back, as unless that person is honest. So you have to pay for from your pocket whatever shortfall. That's why it is a risky job. Oh, it was a great Pakistan war in 1962. It was a great experience for us. We were in the school and there was a blackout everywhere from evening. When we returned from the school back to school, everything we have to do very quickly, eating the dinner and then homework and everything, because we have to uh, cover our windows with black papers so that no our lights should not be outside, it was seen outside, because it was maybe bombing from Pakistan, so they should not see whatever the civilians are there and all. I don't know what way it was beneficial, but government declared that don't go outside after 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock like that, and make your houses black. That means blackout was everywhere. We were scared at that time, really scaring it was, because we did not know what is war. We have studied in history in the school, but actual war is going on, and what type it will be, whose lives will be gone and at time, and it was really scary for us. My favorite memory in India, of course, when I was not born that time, we got freedom in 1947. But I was born in 1950. But those memories when those freedom fighters telling us, I liked it, because so many freedom fighters used to come in our school, and they were giving speech and they were telling their experiences, and it was really, really inspiring us also to keep our freedom intact. It was a long time, that 1962 war, and after that, the governments were changed and everything was becoming normal. And my son was born, we decided him to educate nice, good way. And of course, he took good education. Also, he is engineer. And when he came here for the further studies for MS, he did MS here in the United States and MBA also, and settled in his life. I have got 3 grandkids, and so it was very difficult to manage with the parents. And meantime, I lost my husband. So my son decided me to come in the United States with his family, because he is the only son for me, and he did not want me to be alone there in my country. I actually, when I came to United States, I was speaking English, but the accent was the problem, because American accent is little bit different. But these grandkids, going they went on teaching me the accent, and I learned from them too. I was dealing with them, I was talking with them, and they were correcting me every time, now and then. The culture in India and United States is a little bit different, because we live there jointly. And that means after marriage, I lived with my in-laws, with brother-in-law, sister-in-law, father-in-law, daughter-in-law. And here I can see it's a nuclear family with the no grandparents together. They may live nearby, but they love each other also, but they are not together. And we live together. When I came first time in United States, really I was feeling lonely here. One because of language, and the other thing, no friends to talk. Of course, my family was with me, but everyday talking was everyday family and all. It was very difficult to cope up with them. Of course, I made friends afterwards because our neighbor, Indian neighbor, is there. So my son and daughter-in-law, they introduced me with the friend, and really I'm grateful to her that she took me everywhere with her. So, and then I started making friends outside also. Culture wise, they are a little similar, of course, because the people here, they are cooperative. Even though you don't know English, but they understand, it's a mutual understanding is there, and they are always ready to talk to me, being a friend to me, help me. So really, it is a great country. So I decided, okay, I will live in here with my children, with my family. Yeah, I walk every day for to stay healthy, and for 40 to 45 minutes, I go to senior centers and do some exercise with the sticks to prevent from falling. And the senior citizen, they get us do these exercises, and of course I play a little bit puzzles and all to stay my brain also healthy. So these all activities I'm doing in the senior centers to stay healthy mentally, physically. I do gardening also. I like to do gardening. I have planted guava plants and tomatoes, vegetables also, and so many things, flowers and everything. When I go to senior centers, I make friends. I talk to them. Communication is very, very important here. And of course, people also communicate nicely with me. They are friendly, they are cooperative, even helping also. So many friends I made. I'm rich in friends. In our country, there is familiar language, so making friends is easy there. And our schoolmates are there, college friends are there, neighbors are there. So it's very easy to make friends in our country. But here in United States, of course, I have to try to make friends. But I'm happy that I made friends here too. So this is a different country, but still, I don't feel anything different here. When I was in India, it was really very stable, and no technology was there. And but now, when I have seen in my life from TV, you can say starting from radio, then TV came, then phone came, and now mobile came, computer came. Whenever I was working with the bank, I learned computer. I did not know how to operate computer. So I learned computer in my job, and I learned mobile phone. When I came here with these grandkids, they had to teach me how to operate mobile, how to only computer also I was doing only data processing, but email and all I didn't know anything. So my son also taught me, and these grandkids, you know, those are always expert in that. And now artificial intelligence, my God, I'm so afraid of this, how it will be doing in the world. So yes, so many changes I saw in my life. These gadgets are, of course, when I use, I think I cannot use them more than 1 hour. But they are useful when they are used for the good things. And when you are fully using these gadgets and you are spending time in that, You can't be in the nature. So you should be enjoying your nature also. You should talk with your friends. You spend time with your friends, families, and not only the gadgets. So I think so. These gadgets are, of course, they are developing the person, the world, your country, people, and the new generation. But when you are using it in the good way, yes. But don't be in that living your spare time and yeah, with the family and all, just yourself is not good. I think our country is also developing with these gadgets. The children are well educated, getting well education. They are going around the world, and our country is developing now. The government also helps. This government is also good, and they are uh, what you can say, they are inspiring the children for education and everything. So the country is developing. I love my country. When I see it is developing. The next 20 years, I think world should be peaceful. Why they want to take a war within them? Be with yourself. Develop your own places or your own country, and don't compare with what is the culture or what is going on in other countries, and you don't have to interfere in that. I think our whatever our prime minister say from the India, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that means this whole world will be our own world. All the people should live peacefully within themselves. So I think it will happen. It will happen, and I hope it will happen. In this way, I can say the success is satisfaction what you have done, and not you should be at top in the anything. Whatever you have achieved, it is not that you should be always top in that. But whatever you are doing, if it is really satisfied, then that is your success. Sometimes, every time the success will not be there, but sometimes failure is also there. But this failure may be with our mistakes, anybody's mistakes, and you should learn with that failure, the mistakes, and that will make your life good, and that also will make your life out of failure. I think you should use your wisdom when you are in communicating to the people, you are in difficulties. When other people are difficulties, then you should solve your problem, their problem, help them, and peacefully and patiently, wisely, so that nobody will get hurt, and you are also will be satisfied by solving their problems. See, and nobody will make you happy. You yourself should be happy. So whatever you are doing, you should be satisfied with that. And whatever the other people are doing, don't take it ill with you. You should have some sense of humor also. Even though people are talking negatively, you should take that positively and make it yourself and that person also comfortable with your positive attitude. Now, as a senior citizen, my grandchildren are grown up fully, so I don't have to do anything. So I'm enjoying my life now, going out of the house, meeting people, talking to them, attending events at the senior centers. Here in this country, I think I must be grateful to this country that it's making good for the seniors people, and I must be grateful that I'm taking that facility. This facility is very good, and I'm enjoying it. So United States had done good thing for seniors, and I think whatever I told you that day by day, whatever day come, and even though it is a good life, a good day or bad day, if you make it out of it good, in the good way, that will be a meaningful life for you too. That be with their family, spend time with the family, spend time in the nature, go sports, team spirit should be there, sporting nature also should be there, and for adults also, be mixed up with the young generation, learn something from them, and it is so much thing to learn from the small children also, even with the babies, and our children, our grandkids. So adults should be there to learn. So I am satisfied with my life. I'm enjoying my life because there is nothing to left to do anything for anybody. But if anybody wants it, I'm always there to help them. If they remember me, whatever I've done for them, that's good for me. I will be happy with that.